We are live. Hello, friends. Happy Thursday. What's up?
Good morning.
Whoop, whoop. I'm
Yeah.
excited to drop some more truth on some lies today.
Yes, it's kind of fun, isn't it?
Mhm.
Exposing the lies that are keeping us from creating impactful and meaningful and profitable coaching businesses. I don't know if you have ever been feeling a little frustrated. Maybe you've done all the things, you followed all the things the experts tell you to do. You've invested all the money, you've got all the degrees, you've got all the certifications. And still you do not have an impactful and profitable coaching business. And that can be really frustrating. I mean, that was like a level 10 frustrating for me. Type a number in the chat of like 0 to 10 of how frustrated are you with all the things that you've done, tried, blah, 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 and still nothing.
If this were me like 4 years ago watching this, I'd be like, can I type 100, please? So frustrated. $30,000, 3 years, not helping people, not making money. I did all the things. It was so annoying.
Yes, so annoying, so annoying. And so I have my coaching partners with me and business partners with me. I have Jessica Smith Dos Santos and Ellen O'Keefe. And for those of you that maybe don't know us yet, my name is Shelly Hink. I am a former nurse turned wholeness coach. I have been leading and running a global health and wellness company for the last 4 years, full time. I started coaching 5 years ago, and it has just been so exciting to be able to really step into my purpose, step into what I know my calling is, which is to help people to be whole, physically, emotionally, financially and spiritually whole. That is my jam. And so, Jessica, you want to introduce yourself?
I sure do. So my name is Jessica Smith Dos Santos. I'm also a retired registered nurse. I have been full-time in business for 3 years now. And my story is I decided that I wanted out of nursing. I wasn't feeling good about helping people anymore. And I wanted to feel good about helping people again. And I also wanted the flexibility to be home with my children. And so because of that, that's where coaching presented the perfect opportunity for me. It allowed me to have that time flexibility to put my kids first. And it blessed me with the income that I needed to be home full time. But it also brought back the joy of helping people again. And you've heard us talk about how all of these lies that we learned throughout the process of building our businesses were actually the things that got in our way of creating a profitable and impactful business. And I'm excited to introduce Ellen today because she's going to share a little bit with you about her experience with certifications and what she's up to now. Ellen?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Ellen O'Keefe. So I guess I'm the newbie here of the group. I've been a full-time coach for about a month now. So I've been coaching with these ladies for about 2 years and have just come home full-time. I'm also a previous nurse, and I have gotten all the certifications. I think that's something that nurses especially like to do, to prove that we have the authority to say what we're saying. So I think that's something that we naturally want to do. And I have been certified. And as you can see, I was not creating health on my own. I had made a lot of changes like mentally, but was still physically having issues controlling my own health. And that is when I reached out to my coach and found this program. So yes, I've been coaching. I got certified, about 3 years ago now. And I was not making much of an impact. I kind of came to coaching as a burnt out nurse and was like, oh, I love this model. Like it really puts people in the driver's seat of their own life. Like that's what we're missing in healthcare. And I wholeheartedly believe that. And that that giving people another pill is not going to fix their problems, that they need to do the work and get to the root cause of things. But I traded one nursing job for another nursing job in the hospital, and kind of put my coaching on the back burner because I didn't have the time and energy to put towards building something, even though I was passionate about it.
Yeah. You know what I love about your story, Ellen, is that you said, I got all the certifications because I thought it gave me the authority to say what I was saying. And this is where certifications are a lie, because you do not need a certification to prove that you have authority. You need transformation in your own life, and you need to share that transformation with others. I've got a fantastic example. Maybe we'll bring her on before this is out, but her name is Danica. She came to us as a singer-songwriter and entertainer, and she wanted to shift into the coaching world. 0 certifications, 0 healthcare background, nothing, but she did have her own transformation, and she did what we told her to, and she embraced her story and she shared it out loud. And she was serving about 15 clients with us because we apprentice coach our coaches, which means that she and I have done everything together, hip and hip, while she learns. And after she was serving about 15 clients, then she got certified. So she is proof that you do not need certification to go make impact. You need transformation.
Yes, 100%. And you know, our coaches are clients of our program first, because we demand that you're walking the walk and talking the talk before you're out coaching others, right? Like, your certification program doesn't do that. Like, you can be coaching people and telling them what to do while you're literally doing none of the things that you tell people to do, right? So I love our model, and I love doing it with you guys. It's so much fun to do it together, because I know when I was coaching independently, it was a very lonely place and felt kind of isolating. So, but we've got three kind of myth busters that we're going to bring to you. You know, exposing the lie that you have to have more degrees and certifications, and that more degrees and certifications are going to make you more successful. They're going to provide that impact and that income that you're looking for. No, they will not. No, they will not. And, you know, I'd like to point out to you that Tony Robbins does not have any degrees or certifications. He created his own certification, honey. So, you know, some of the most impactful coaches do not have any degrees or certifications. And I find that to be true in our model as well. Actually, sometimes our degrees and our certifications get in our way of really stepping into what we could do if we got out of our own way with our you know, this concept that we need more education. And really, I've always thought that education and more certifications, it's a form of resistance. It's a form of accepting imposter syndrome, because you think, oh, well, I'll get one more degree and then I'll feel like I have the authority. No, you won't. No, you won't. So Jess, what is your myth buster? What are you exposing today?
I feel like I kind of already spoiled that. Like, I jumped the gun and just shared that you don't need more certification, you need more transformation. And what I will say is, like, think about when you are looking for somebody to provide you a service. You don't go Google search them and wonder how many certifications they have behind their name. You want to know, who have they helped and what results have they gotten, right? Like, that's what you want to know. And that's what your clients want to know. The people that you are designed to serve, is they want to know, how can you serve me? And they're going to see that in your own story, because you are your own transformation. And they're going to see that in the transformations of the clients that you are serving. So unless you're embracing your story, it's like Ellen said, you think it's going to give you that authority because you have that letter behind your name. But the truth is, if you have that letter behind your name and you are, what is it that you say, like, broke and devastated and I don't know,
busted and disgusted.
Broke, busted, and disgusted, and you're out there on Facebook saying, oh, I can help you, ain't nobody coming to you. I don't care how many degrees you have behind your name. If you're broke, busted, and disgusted, telling the world that you can help them, you know, be free and create health, ain't nobody coming to you, regardless of how many certifications you have.
There you go. There you go, folks.
The ego thing where your ego needs it, but it's not actually as helpful as you think.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So Ellen, what myth are you busting today? What are you here to tell us?
Oh, I'm here to tell you that the certifications are not going to make you profitable. It doesn't result in outcomes that you're looking for. So doing the work yourself is definitely important for your own transformation. And I have all the letters behind my name, and on my own, doing my own business, I got some free interior designing for my coaching services, which was awesome. And I paid my coach friend $100, and she paid me $100, so we could be paid coaches and coached each other. So that did not translate.
Year when you got certified to when you started working with our program, you helped 3 clients.
Mm-hmm.
And what you made was you earned free interior design, and then you traded swaps. You paid her $100 and she paid you $100, and you like swap services.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it was not real impactful on my finances. And I think that speaks to that I would do this out of the kindness of my heart, but that is not what my goal was with doing all of that. Was I wanted to make an impact in the world and leave the hospital and not and really work in the preventative side of things, because I think that's really where the magic is. So now I'm doing that. I have the tools to make that happen.
It is where the magic is. I do believe it is where the magic is. I saw, just reminded me, I saw this quote today. It says, "You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete." And that's by Buckminster Fuller. And, I thought, I was thinking about the healthcare model or the sick care model versus, what we do is creating health. Instead of, we went from managing disease to creating health, 2 different models, right? Well, what is bringing forth the need for a new model, which we are ushering in the 3rd era of medicine. We are on the forerunners of what will be the future of medicine, because people they know the current model doesn't work. The current model is collapsing. Nurses are literally quitting their job and going and working at Starbucks, guys. I mean, doctors are just retiring, cashing out and like going into totally different fields because we all know it's not working. Healthcare is on the verge of collapse. What we have with our model, we have the new model. So everybody knows the current model is collapsing. What we have is the new model. And so you can get in on the front end of that. And I think that's really cool. And I'm excited to be a pioneer. The mission that we have for our, the coaches that we're working with and for what we're bringing forth in the world is we have a desire to make traditional healthcare a mission. I shouldn't say desire. We are on a mission to make traditional healthcare, alternative healthcare by the year 2030. So we've got some work to do. We need some people on board. We need some people to awaken that there is a new era of medicine being ushered in here, friends. And you don't have to be a nurse, a doctor, or whatever. What you have to do is have a heart to serve mankind, and you have to be fed up with the current state of your life and the way that the world is, and be willing to do something about it. If that's you, you're qualified. So what I would like to say about more degrees and certification. So I too have a collection, an alphabet behind my name. So, I have a bachelor's in nursing. I'm a certified whole health educator, which is a little bit different than just a coach. It was very in-depth. you're learning exercise physiology down at the cellular level. You're learning nutrition down to the cellular level. You're learning the stress adaptation response and all the theories. And I had to write a thesis paper, and that was publishable in a scientific journal. I mean, it was a lot of stuff, right? And it was fun, and I learned a lot of things. But guess what? At the end of the day, me knowing nutrition on a scientific, down to the cellular level doesn't change anybody's life at the end of the day, right? Me understanding the science of, ATP and the Krebs cycle, and, how that works with exercise, and how muscle at the cellular level is torn down and rebuilt and blah, 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 right? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And at the end of the day, it's not going to help anybody change their life. And it didn't help me change my life either. Knowing about the stress response and everything that it did inside my body did not make me less stressed. It didn't change anything. So I'm also a whole health coach. I'm a certified Enneagram coach. I'm a certified patient advocate, like all the things, right? But at the end of the day, I helped about, I think about 3 people also between in 2 years from the time I was certified to the time that I started working with our model. And I would not say that they got a full transformation. They got some change, in which they then reverted right back to what they were doing before, as soon as we stopped working together. And that's another thing with our model, is if you're going to have lifelong transformation, you need a lifelong coach, which is what our model offers, which is why it's so effective and why I love it so much. And so those degrees and certifications, they just really feed your ego in a lot of ways. And what I see with degrees and certifications is it's almost a hindrance to the people that you're working with, because it's an up-down relationship still. I'm the expert, you're the student. I'm here, I'm your guru, right? I'm here to tell you your answer to your problems. You don't know their answer to their problems because you're not them. A coach doesn't do that. A coach holds space. A coach gives tools. A coach offers a container for transformation and allows the person to find their own answers, which means that you don't need to be the expert, and you don't need to know nutrition at the cellular level or whatever thing you're trying to get certified in, right? And because our model is so simple, but yet so powerful, because it's not an up one, down one model, it's a partnership model. It's a side-by-side model. So for example, Jessica is a client of mine, and I coach her in wholeness, mind, body, finances, all of it. Ellen is a client of mine, mind, body, finances, all of it. There is nothing that is off the table that we can't talk about, because it's all interconnected, and I don't have their answers. They have their answers, and it's my job to hold space and ask the questions that are going to help them to find their answers, to give them tools that make the things that they're trying to do easier. And the beauty of it is that's a partnership. And they first started out as clients, and now they are coaches of the program because they are products of the program. They have their own story, and they have changed their physical health, their financial health, and their emotional health, because the model is so simple, and they are the dominant force. And I have a coach who is, we're all linking arms. And so nobody's an island, and nobody's an expert, and it's not an ego-driven thing. It's a partnership.
I would say, as we wrap up, if you're feeling resistance to what we're saying, like you do not need another certification, let that be the place where you get curious. Why do you think you need another certification when we're here to tell you that all you really need is your own transformation to be a powerful, impactful, and profitable coach? And Shelly really highlighted the fact that we all coach each other, right? Like we each have our own coaches for lifelong, but we're all partnered together to serve the same mission of helping people get healthy. And that's what it really takes. It does not take another degree or certification. So I would challenge you, how is what you're doing right now working? Because I'm willing to bet that if you had an impactful and profitable business, you would not be here listening either live, type 1 if you're live, and type a 2 if you're catching the replay. But you wouldn't even be interested in this content because you'd already have what you wanted and what you would be doing was working. So if what you're doing is not working and you desire a more impactful and more profitable business model, we encourage you to connect with us. We are going to type our information down in the chat so that you can get on our calendars and connect with us. But just know that you don't need to spend that money. You don't need to invest that time because there are plenty of people out there right now that are waiting for you to help them, that cannot wait for you to get another certification so that you can be like, hey, I did it. I have the authority now. Go live your own transformation out loud and go help the freaking people.
There you have it, guys. You have your authority comes through your story. When you're living, breathing proof of what you coach and it radiates out of your soul, people will want to know what you're doing. You won't have to chase people down. You won't have to flash your degrees to prove, right? To prove that you have the authority. You will have the authority. So, so ask yourself the question, what if I had a story and my story gave me the authority? And then ask yourself, who is going to help me create my story? Is it one of us? Schedule a call so we can talk about what it would look like for you to step into your authority and to fully step into your story and really become that coach, make that impact, make that income that you've always desired.
Yep. And we invite you to come back and join us tomorrow, where we're going to be dropping some truths on the lies. You can do it alone.
Oh,
You could do it alone. You'd be doing it already. I'm just saying. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.